Hello and welcome, Destiny One Tribe. You're the unique individuals who forge paths like trailblazers, leading from the front and standing apart, shining the light and showing the way to a new dawn. So let's see what the week has in store for you. First, I'll start with a short meditation to link into your vibration, and please note that these messages may or may not resonate with you, but by all means leave a comment and let me know what you think. This is a new series I'm doing. Hopefully I can do this every week. It'll depend on the response I get. I'm not going to keep churning them out week after week if it looks like not many people are interested. But I wanted to start doing this anyway, especially in regards to destiny numbers for numerology. The number 1 is the beginning. It is you're someone who's very original, as I've said, and you can be lonely even in a room full of crowded people, or a room crowded with people, and you really do stand apart from others. It could be a bit of stubbornness, it could be someone that's your way or the highway, but often you're original, you're unique, you're individual, you stand out. So what I want to do first is I'm just going to link in, and I want to do this while I'm doing trance. I know this seems weird to some people, but it's like getting in touch with spirit, but also for me it's just getting that single-mindedness so I can actually link into the one vibration, that singular, laser focused energy. And I'm going to start with the Rider-Waite deck, and what I want to do is a 3-card reading because I want to see the 3 different elements of the week, what brought you to the week, what energies you're bringing into it, and then how it's going to go for you, and then the outcome. And as I said, I hope this resonates. If not, then, you know, blessed be. So when I do my readings, I like to fan them out to choose the cards. So I'm thinking about the number 1 destinies out there. They're forging a path. They're out there trying to shine their light in the world. So let's see what's coming for them for this week. Number 1, I keep hearing that song in my head. 1 is the loneliest number. Sometimes 1s tend to self-isolate, and sometimes you feel lonely, but then people come at you, it's like, you know, it's a lot like me actually, but I'm a 9 destiny. I'm up the other end of the spectrum. So let us see what brought you to this week, the energies, and that's governed by the Queen of Pentacles. So are you somebody who is usually very down to earth, very much a practical person, very good, sometimes even tight with money, or maybe there's been money problems, but I sense that you're a very down to earth person who understands where you are, very individual with how you see things, whether it be your finances or your home, but someone who's usually probably even a little bit depressed, maybe feeling a bit low, not necessarily to do with finances. Yeah, I'm getting that wave of depression. I'm not necessarily saying this is a female person, but it's someone who, there could be more than one, of course. I'm not just talking about one person, but when I'm thinking about the one, this is, I just got a wave of depression come through. Interesting to me, not so for you if you're going through that, but I like the Queen of Pentacles though. I always have a secret thrill when I see the Queen of Pentacles because it is someone, she might be a little stuck in the mud, and looking down. As you can see in the card, she's looking down, she's contemplating, she's thinking, maybe someone who's too bogged down in the details. And I will say, incidentally, when it comes to the cards, I'm very used to the Rider-Waite deck, but I'm also the kind of person who will look into the symbolism, and sometimes I'll have something jump out to me that might have nothing to do with the card. It just depends. But let's see how you'll be in the week, how it's going to go for you. I like this, the Ace of Cups. Now that's to do with water, that's to do with the emotions, love. That could be an offer of love, but new beginnings when it comes to the emotions, when it comes to the heart and compassion. Ace, of course, interesting because number one, an ace. Something new emotionally, maybe divine intervention coming in, some spiritual insight or something that helps you understand your situation, especially with the emotions. I feel like that is tied into the Queen of Pentacles because it's telling a story. I just feel like there's going to be a breakthrough emotionally for you, or if not spiritually. And as you can see, the white dove coming down, bringing inspiration from above, the cups overflowing. So you might even find that your emotions are really overwhelming. It might not necessarily be negative. I don't feel like it is, even though it's coming from a place where you've been bogged down in the details. Oh my God, how am I going to get out of this? And I just got another sense of someone who does not ask for help, or doesn't like to ask for help, or you think that asking for help means weakness. And of course it's not. But maybe a breakthrough needs to happen in order to get yourself out of the muck and the mire. I'm not saying that that all of you out there who are in number one destinies are going through that, but there is a sense of I'm just going with the flow. I just get this feeling there's someone out there who's been quite depressed, and interestingly this week there's going to be a breakthrough, good, bad or ugly. It's going to be necessary. That's how I feel it's coming across. But anyway, so the outcome, King of Pentacles. How interesting to end the reading with the King of Pentacles, which is kind of a stronger place to be in. And I don't know whether that means there will be someone, whether it's a male or someone with masculine energy coming in. I'm getting the feeling like it's not so much to help bail you out. I feel like you are going to flow through. Let me show you the cards. I'm getting this story that's saying that you're going to, once you come from the place of maybe being stuck, too stoic, whatever, and then that emotional breakthrough, and then coming out stronger, maybe feeling, because see how he's still looking down. See, it's very much a grounding energy, looking down, still looking down, but the King of Pentacles I always feel is like the stronger of the two. It's not that a woman, it can't be strong, but the images I'm getting, I'm going with the flow with what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, is that you will be in a much better position once the end of the week comes through. But I'm going to put those aside, and we are going to, I'm not going to do a clarification, but I'm going to move on, because the next deck I'm going to use is the Woodland Wardens, and I want to see if we get any insights from here. This is going to be figuring out your totem guide, an animal that you might need to be focusing on, whether it's meditating on for the week. But let me shuffle, thinking about the number one. I'm getting this feeling that this person, these people keep flowing up and down, up and down, up and down. It's always, I'm not saying from crisis to crisis, but it feels like, where is the end in sight? Then you have a breakthrough, then you're back up on top of the world. I'm not saying you're bipolar, but it's almost, I get the feeling, the sense I'm getting, I'm getting this sense You've got to, and I feel so much like me too, you've got to open up. Accept the love. There are people around you who want to help. Especially a masculine energy. But what's the totem? What animal will be guiding and providing insights for our Destiny ones? Maybe it's time to start opening up and letting partnerships coming in. Stop getting in your own way, being so stubborn, my way or the highway. Maybe that's what's brought you to there. But let's see. I want to see the totem for the week for you. Oh, okay. So the elk and the ash. The elk and the ash. Strength. That's where you'll get your strength from. So let's see. Now this is a deck I've only recently bought. And I'm one of those people who doesn't believe that it's wrong to buy your own deck. But anyway, I've never had a problem, done it my whole life, over 30 years at least. So elk are colossal creatures crowned with substantial antlers, known to cover great distances over difficult terrain. They are symbols of strength and endurance. Likewise, ash trees are sturdy and resolute, able to flourish even in harsh environments. So you are called to gather your strength ahead of a challenge. Face it with confidence in your own stamina. Tame any unruly elements that will try to derail you. So I wonder if you're feeling overwhelmed emotionally. That's what maybe is happening. So the questions here are, am I prepared to face upcoming challenges? I wonder if this is a challenge to do with your emotions. Maybe it's time to finally speak out and open up. Yeah, I just got this feeling in the throat. The throat chakra. Interesting. How does inner strength differ from outer strength, and what situations call for each? So definitely think about the elk and the strength. Maybe the equivalent, like in the Rider-Waite deck, is the strength card, of course. But it's funny when you see people suggesting animal totems, you always think something wonderful like the tiger, the snake, the this, the raven, the this, the that. And then when you see other animals like a turtle, a frog, oh, well, you know, but that's ego getting in the way. It's interesting how different animal totems can help you think about things from different perspectives that you might not have. But now I'm going to go into the deviant moon, and this will be good because I'm wanting to get clarification. I just get the feeling it's someone like you're very good with money, but you've been so overly concerned with it. Maybe someone else has to step in to help, because it doesn't mean you can't deal with it, but there's emotions attached to it. I'm not being funny, but I don't know if it's somebody who's in debt or who's been robbed. I just got this feeling, someone who's giving it all away. You're the sort of person, you're always so giving, you end up turning around, oh my God, I've got nothing left. Just got that feeling. Are you the type of person, oh, I know, they'll really love this, let me give it to them. Oh my God, I forgot I needed it. That's a feeling I got. Ooh, okay, what flipped? This is the Deviant Moon Tarot. I've done a few readings online, at least on this channel. But the Moon jumped out, and then the Eight of Pentacles. I'm just going to talk about them before I actually read from the booklet, because Patrick Valenza does some really deep, interesting dives into the psychological meanings in the tarot. But the Moon, one thing I find, oops, wrong one, I find annoying about the Moon, I'm one of those very impatient people, and I wonder if you're that type too, because the Moon usually says you're not yet to know. You have to wait, or use your intuition if you want to know. But it also means pay attention to your dreams, that there's things going on in the subconscious, or at least in the background of your life, that haven't fully taken shape or form. that you might not be aware of. And maybe you're someone, especially in this situation here, you're somebody who doesn't like to delve too deeply, because that means unearthing things you'd rather not face. I'm getting that feeling. But first, before I look at the other card, let us read from his book, because I like to share his interpretations. It's just very interesting. So that's the moon. I don't like spending this time wasting it for you, but here we go. So the deviant moon casts its powerful influence over the city, controlling minds like a puppeteer. So brainwashing, dark influences, trickery, illusion, subconscious control. Do you feel like you're avoiding reality, or having delusional thoughts, or other people are trying to put one over on you? Or maybe you believed a scam, or someone promised you something and didn't give it to you. There's the idea of hidden things, secrets and things like that. But let us then look up the Eight of Pentacles. I always think of the Eight of Pentacles like practicing your craft, actually finally having, after learned and you know, got practice, I suppose, and now you're actually getting out there. The Eight is karmic. It's about work, money. So in terms of Pentacles, I mean, I think of it as money, but also as work. And Pentacles, of course, is earth. It's very grounding, but it's about putting in the effort. But the Eight is like when the rubber hits the road, now you're actually getting out there. So let's see, especially in terms of this feeling, I just can't shake it off. I hope it's not everybody. Some of the people watching who are One Destinies might think, no, I'm not depressed. Well, maybe you've come through that, but we're talking about the upcoming week. There could be some other things you hadn't contemplated, hence the moon. Maybe there's some things that will be coming up. There will be that overflow of emotion because of something you didn't take into consideration. But let me look at the Eight of Pentacles, at least for the deviant moon, and see what he says. Because like I said, they usually give really more in-depth meanings that you might not have taken into consideration. But anyway, so this is his explanation for the Eight of Pentacles. In the bowels of the factory, a labourer toils over his handiwork. Let me just show that to you so you can see it. He toils over his handiwork as he produces 8 golden pentacles. Ever vigilant in his craftsmanship, he will not tolerate anything less than perfection. So a skilled labourer or craftsman, attention to detail, pride in one's work. So maybe that's something that you need to do. Maybe you don't appreciate your own self-worth and what you put out there, and maybe you feel like, I got that feeling just then, underappreciated. I got the word, and please don't take this the wrong way. In Australia we say the term dog's body when you're treated like the workhorse. I'm getting the feeling like other people's dump responsibility onto you. You're doing all this work behind the scenes and no one's recognising it, but then they're taking the accolades away from you. That could be a stretch, but that just jumped into my head. Anyway, I like to blurt, so some things might come out and you might think, no, it's got nothing to do with me. And it might not. But then this is my first rodeo for doing this collectively for other people. And I'm feeling a bit emotional, and I know with the One Destinies, they're usually a life where you get to the end and everyone says, yeah, they really stood out. I mean, a 2 might be someone who's more likely to achieve things with other people, but it can be lonely when you're doing that on your own. I'm going to use the Green Witch's Oracle now because I want to get a message from Spirit for you. And I, in a funny way, I don't feel like I need clarification. I really feel like you're someone who has been dumped on, who bends over backwards for other people and gets little in. But I feel like you need to say it, come out, write it down and send it to the person, or make sure you've got some support when you speak to the person, because it feels like something needs to be said, because then by the end of the week, hopefully, you'll step into this power, or this powerful person will step in and help you out, the King of Pentacles. So let us ask Spirit, the number one destinies out there, what message do you have for any of them, whether it's this person who's going through it but will come through it. I just feel positive that by the end of the week things will be a lot clearer. Emotions will be, it's like having, sorry to be offensive, but it's like having a good vomit. Having that cry, the dumping, writing it down even. It's amazing how when you're journaling, when you're writing down, the tears can come. When I went to the Penwell Ridge Retreat Centre in January this year, I wrote 14 pages in one night, and I don't know how many times I blew my nose. I ended up with a callus that's still got a scar there. I wiped my face so much. But that's me. Let's talk about you. Your spirit message. That told me to look at it. Oh. Cauldron. Let me the friggin' light. Isn't it strange? I always have a problem with the light. The cauldron. Creation, opportunity, caring. That's a nice little spirit message for you with what might be going on for you. You're not alone. So, creation, opportunity, caring. I love that. That feels really positive to me. So, cauldron. Where is the cauldron? 43. And you may not be a witch. It doesn't matter. The cauldron can be a cooking pot. I mean, it's not really always about casting spells, making brews, toil and trouble and all that. So self-transformation, one of the central goals of witchcraft, can be intimidating. The cauldron card reassures you that brewing change is a chance to create new opportunities for yourself as well as those around you. This can be as simple as adopting a fresh outlook. The cauldron encourages you to think creatively and to try combining things that may not seem to work together at first glance to solve a problem. The cauldron is also a symbol of nourishing yourself and others. Caring for those around you is an enriching pursuit for all involved. So the reflection here for the cauldron is, are you avoiding brainstorming different solutions when faced with a problem? Something in that for all of us. But no, that's a positive thing. I feel that what that's saying to you is that it's like we all know, whatever answers you need are within. That's always a frustrating thing when you find out. I knew that all along, but knowing and applying is two different things. So now I am going to finish off with the Forest of Enchantment. We're going to ask the unknown. And when I say unknown, I mean, look at my wonky. When I say unknown, I mean the things that you might not have been expecting to ask. Now, we did kind of come up with that with the moon that popped out in the Deviant Moon section. But, you know what I mean. We're going to look up the Enchanted Forest. Forest of Enchantment. And we're asking Spirit what is something unknown that the number one destinies need to know for this week? Something they might not have considered. We sort of hinted at it, when you saw the moon. Just watch out for other people. Other people, energy vampires sucking you dry. I'm getting family members. Maybe family members dumping financial responsibility onto you, or expecting you to take care of an elderly parent or someone who's bedridden. No, it's more money. And it's not just because of the pentacles from before. I wonder, oh my God, I hope this is not someone passing. Grief. I think it's more self-grief. Anyway, let me focus. The unknown. Number one. What's something they need to know that they might not be considering? That might not be on their radar? That might come out of the blue? Seven of Visions. Now in this forest, the Enchanted Forest deck, I'm sorry that's a bit wonky. The Seven of Visions is, I don't know, I haven't really used this deck a lot. Seven of Visions. Something came into my head and then it went right out again, like, oops, not, sorry. I hope this is clearer, this image. It's got that friggin' light on it. Hang on. That's the Seven of Visions, and what it says is, carefully descending the weathered stone stairs glittering with dew, you approach the stone fountain at the bottom of the grotto. Your trials in the forest have made you doubt your course, and you seek guidance from the ancient gazing bowl. At first you can see only your reflection on the dark surface, but as you breathe upon the water, images begin to appear, fragments of visions swirling and shifting. The gazing bowl is telling you that many futures are possible, but nothing has settled yet. This card is also an admonition against escaping into delusion. Your lack of direction may be the result of preferring fantasy to reality. If seeking divinatory guidance only makes you more confused, stop asking for now. Badgering the oracle will only muddy the waters. If you ask too many questions, you will get too many answers. That is true. But let's see, meaning at a glance, confusion, a riddle with no answer. Wait for clarity. Do not act yet. And maybe that's true. Maybe if you do go through some sort of an emotional upheaval, whether you cry or not, whatever hits you, maybe just before you open your mouth, sit back and analyse and watch and wait for the right time to act. A closer look. All of the visions in the gazing bowl are things that you've seen in the forest. Can you find them in other cards? Well, we haven't done another reading in terms of this deck, but we've seen the elk and the ash. So I feel, just to close this up, if you are into crystals, I would suggest I just got this message, clear quartz. We've had the moon card here and a couple of things here showing that you're not yet to know. And if you feel like you just at least need to see the path, I would say to get yourself through the week, try to rise above whatever emotions come up, unless it's something that's positive and you feel at the end it's really cathartic. You feel, oh my God, I'm glad I got that out of the way. But clear quartz will help you see the truth of the matter. Keep that with you. Now, I will say this, clear quartz can amplify energies. It's known to amplify. They used it in old radios. Crystal sets, they used to call them back when I was a kid. But so if you're feeling anything negative or really angry or whatever, maybe not touch it. But if you're feeling like you just want clarity, you just want to understand where you're at, where you're going, it's really good to carry a piece of a gemstone or something like that with you, because even if you don't believe in it, it's a touchstone. That's how sometimes magic works. It's like ritual. When we go about our day, we have a certain ritual and routine that we do that helps us get through the days. And if we do it in a certain order, everything feels like it's flowing. And so when it comes to magic, it's programming your subconscious. You're telling yourself, you know what, I'm not going to deal with this today, or I'm going to have a really good day today, or when I touch this stone, I feel like my energies are enhanced. For example, when I pick up the clear quartz, I can say, okay, I want to hone my focus so that I can get through this. Or I want more clarity on the issue, what's going on. If you're feeling emotional, like I said, if you're feeling negative, maybe not. A good grounding stone would be, or even something that might help with that sort of emotion, would be rose quartz. But clear quartz is really good, especially for the one destiny. In a one life, you're forging a path, like I said. So the clear quartz would help you align yourself to your path. But I hope this has resonated with you. This is the first time I've done it, and number 1 is the first number that I'm doing in this series. So, and things will get better as things go on, but I wanted to share this. I'm starting to do it. I thought, let me just put this out there. I want to share my abilities with people and my knowledge, and I'm learning myself. So in a way, I'm like you, number 1 destinies, getting out there like the magician, or the, getting out there and learning and growing. So I will post another reading next week. I'm going to be doing them on Sundays, releasing them all on Sundays for the following week, from the Monday to the following Sunday. So that's what this one is for. This is from the 20th of April, 420, until the Sunday, which will be, I think, the 26th or 27th. But anyway, leave a comment if you like. Please like, and if you could, please subscribe as well. I'm really doing it tough here, but we'll see what happens. I hope this reading resonated with you, and please take care of yourself, especially in these days. Thanks.